Alright, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are not familiar with what I do, I review tanks. I also do lucky battles. When I have a good battle, I post it. And commentate, you know, I mean, it takes so much skill to do it, so one of the few. Anyway, kind of trying to keep a family-friendly environment, so you won't hear any cussing, except for maybe once in a while I'll beep something out, but anyway. One of the other things that I do, whenever there is a premium weekend sale, I go through all the tanks that are on sale and run a battle. I call it a scramble. I pretty much own all of the lower tier, pretty much up to tier 7 premium tanks, and I have some of the tier 8 premium tanks, but not many. But I really kind of have purchased all of these when they've gone half off over the last 2 years, and I play them all pretty frequently. So I have favorites, and I have ones that I don't like, and I kind of let you see what they play like. Now, World of Tanks has been killing me lately because they keep doing these weekend sales where they do a broad sweeping everything under tier 5 is half, or tier 5 and under is half off. And they've been doing that like every weekend. So it makes these reviews really long, so I apologize. We're looking probably at least an hour here because we have to go through all of these tanks. So we're going to start off cheap here. We're going to take a look at the T2 light tank. Personally, I used to tout this as having being a good scout for these. Let's see here. Back when this was kind of the popular thing, these tank company battles or team battles, 5 to 7 players. You'd have 5 tier 8s, and then you could take this as the scout. But somebody pointed out to me that, even with the view range increase of the coated optics, you're only seeing about 280, 290 view range. Most tier 8 tanks, especially the ones that they're using in that type of combat, so let's just say, for example, the IS-3 is going to have a view range that is above that. So the IS-3 is going to spot you before you spot the IS-3. Well, that's a real problem. So it kind of, here we go. Yeah, 350. So even with your boosted view of around 300, he's going to see you 50 meters before you see him if you move or if you fire your gun, which, of course, you're not doing in that kind of match. But if you move at all, he's going to pick you right up, and you're done for. So that kind of throws this tank out as a useful scout. If you like to play tier 2 and 3 battles with this, it's fine. It's fun. This tank does see tiers 2, 3, and 4. It does not get preferential matchmaking, so you will end up in tier 4 battles. The positive with this tank is it is super fast. And let's go ahead and start a battle, and we'll keep talking about it. So as typical with a scramble weekend, I'm not going to give you an in-depth review of all the features of the tank. Instead, we're just going to run it. You're going to get to see what it performs like, hopefully. Hopefully I don't die, because these are as they come battles. So what you're seeing is real time. It is not a replay. I'm actually doing this live as we're in studio here. So,
let's get this show on the road.
Unfortunately, I can't even run to that secret place in the middle over here because I just won't be able to see far enough. So we're going to run up the top. So the one good thing this tank has going for it is the high speed of 72 kilometers per hour. It's one of the fastest tanks in the game. The gun is okay. On tier, against other tier 2 tanks, it's pretty vicious. Though most tanks you will not be able to kill in one salvo. So you'll have to fire all your bullets into them and then run around them a little bit and then fire the next set. One of the big downfalls of both this and the M22 Locust is that when you turn, the tank loses a lot of speed. So when I make a left turn or a right turn, I bleed off several kilometers per hour. And that is, there goes our Panzer 1C. That is a pretty decent issue if you need to be maneuverable, or if you come up like on top of a crest and need to turn and come back this way, kind of like I'm doing here. I bleed off half my speed, and now all of a sudden I'm a very vulnerable target. See how slow I'm going now? So even though I was going almost 70 kilometers an hour, now I'm down in the 40s because I made a turn. And that's tough. That's not a good thing. So you need to be aware of that with this tank, and unfortunately it is a weakness that this tank has. Panzer 3A, he's probably going to kill me.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is damaged.
Yeah, see.
Penetration.
I'm going to see, and I've slowed way down, so that's a big problem for me. So I need to get over this cliff because he's going to kill me otherwise. Ah. So, well, when you're bottom tier on a tier 3 match, that's probably going to happen more frequently than not. This tank is cheap. You're looking at about 375 gold, maybe $2 to $3 in income to purchase it. Is it worthwhile? You know, it's not a great trainer because it doesn't fit the American crews perfectly. The gun's not very nice. I don't know. I personally don't like this tank. A lot of guys love this tank. So, you know, I'm not going to say too much negative about it because it does have its fans out there. But to me, it's kind of a waste of time. And this is usually how it ends up. You get 1 or 2 kills and then you end up dying. It just doesn't have much oomph. So, but it is fast, like I said. Next up is the M22 Locust. You know, this is a fun little tank. I really do enjoy the Locust. I find that while it's not like the best tank in the world, it's a lot of fun. Like the T2 light tank, and as I described before, it does have an issue where it does slow down fairly quickly when you're in a turn, and that does hamper it a little bit from being a good scout tank, because in a scout tank you want to get in and get out fast, and so that kind of sucks when that happens. But here you can see the second thing that happens to this tank, and you frequently get these top tier battles. So I'm in a mostly tier 2 battle in a tier 3 tank, so now I get to play more of a medium tank role. And that's where this tank excels. So if you're in a tier 3 battle, you're going to have a lot of fun. Now, this tank does not have the premium matchmaking, so it does see tiers 4 and 5. And when you're on tier 5, you're not going to do much with this gun. But on tier 3, you are. So it's kind of a trade-off. Sometimes you're a scout, sometimes you're a medium. In this case, we're somewhat of a medium tank, though. There's not much armor, so don't try to rely on the armor, because there is none. But it's a fun tank overall. And like I said, the gun's not bad. Yeah, too slow. You can see it's not super accurate at distances. That's really not what this is meant for, but kind of see what happens here.
Critical hit.
I critted him. Keep doing that. I'm hoping these tank destroyers go a spot further on. Pardon me, I still have that cold. This is week number 3 of my second cold, so it's been a rough summer. And the summer's almost over. We're going into the fall. Hopefully I will start to get healthier here. But just, it's been going around, and I got it again.
Critical hit.
Another crit. We're pretty far away, so it's going to be hard to do any damage, but as you know, crits hurt, so I don't know if that was intentionally fired this way, but alright, we're going to move up a little bit. I don't think anybody went to this island, it doesn't look like. Man, our M2 light tank is just ripping it up. My score's not going to be very good. None of these tanks are great money makers, but they can be fun. Keep moving. You can see there, I troll armored him.
Penetration. Penetration.
Whoops. And I missed that one because I didn't aim.
Got him.
Yep. Yeah, the gun on this is not bad. It's really not bad at all. I feel like I'm going to head back this way because it seems like our base is not very well protected. Once again, very mobile tank. While the top speed is not as high as the T2 light tank, it's in the 50s and 60s, so it's still a very mobile little fella. Hmm. 'Cause, 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 Not good. I'll try to get down behind this ridge. Gotta keep moving at an angle to them. Oh, they got that Locust. I didn't see that. They got the Martyr. Good game. Yeah, I don't even want to look at that. That's terrible. T2 light tank. Yeah, it was in the middle of the board. Pretty sad considering it was at the bottom and didn't do anything. We had 0. These guys all did 0. That happens, especially on these lower tiers. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, not good either, though. Personally, I always like to be up in the upper 3, but whatever. Not a bad take home. 10,000 credits, 586 experience, 68 experience for the crew. Once again, like the T2 light tank, you don't necessarily get really good training benefits because this crew does not match up with any of the American scout crews. So, I don't know. I mean, it's okay, but it's nothing to write home about. But it is a fun little tank. So if you're looking for something fun and you're having frustrating experiences at the higher tiers, this is a good way to get out of that bad night. Tier 8, everything's tier 10, everything's falling apart for you. Go down here and play this tank for a while and have some fun and kick around, and that's really what this is for. Next. Okay, Ram 2 does not get preferential matchmaking, so you're going to see tiers 5, 6, and 7. This is a tier 6 battle. The Ram 2 is capable of performing on a tier 6 battle. I'll tell you what, though, it's a lot more fun when you're tier 5. So being top tank is a big deal in this tank, and if you're top tank, you're going to do really well. In a tier 6 battle, it depends on what you run into, but most of the tanks that are on the opposing team right now are going to be able to kill me pretty much in 1 or 2 hits. So any of those tank destroyers, they'll just go right through this tank. On tier 5, this has pretty trollish armor, but when you get up to these higher tiers, it's, once again, a different story. I do like the Ram 2. I think it's a worthwhile investment. It fits all the American medium crews perfectly. So if you have the Easy 8 or the Easy 2, or if you have an M4 or any of the higher level American mediums, these crews are going to fit in this tank. So now I don't know about the autoloader crews. I don't have a T69 or was it the T54? I don't know. But as far as the standard crews, this one fits all of them. So I'm in big trouble. What do I got with me? Oh, brother. Really?
Critical hit.
You can see the gun is fairly moderately low penetration on this tank. It's not anything to write home about.
We didn't even scratch them.
Yeah, and of course he's gonna...
Gas tanks ruptured.
That 90 millimeter is gonna blast right through. Dang it. They hit me again. Oh, Chinu Kai is not playing that tank right.
Enemy is hit.
But that was cool. We got an infiltration in the base here. And of course I'm gassed out here, so I'm going to have to fix that because... Oh, are you kidding? Of course. I'm not even going to bother. Not spending any money on this. Yeah, see, so this tank is moderately just okay on tier 6. It really is not much fun at tier 6. Because everything just rips you to shreds. But on a tier 5 battle, it's a lot of fun. Can we please put this menu away now? Great. Oh well. It's going to make me fix something. You must fix something. Rate of fire is real nice on this tank. About 2 seconds. It's the same gun. Oh, jeez. Why me? I'm like the crappiest tank on the team and they're going after me. Okay, well, whatever. The gun that's on this tank is the same gun that is on the AT2. It's also on the British Matilda BP. It's the 6-pounder. It's also on the Russian Churchill 3 premium tank. So it's on a lot of tanks. same characteristics on all of them. It's about 110 penetration. You're looking about firing 1 bullet every 2 seconds, and it does about 80-90 damage. So it's a very fast-firing DPM gun. Once again, in a Tier 5 battle, that's great. In a Tier 6 battle, where most people can kill you in 2 shots, it's a little weak, especially when you start bouncing off tanks. But, yeah, I like this tank, and I think it's worthwhile, especially half off. So, and it's a good trainer. Makes decent money. Of course, this battle I'm not going to make anything, but moving along. All right, the T-14 is an odd duck. Has 100 armor on the turret all the way around. Has 50 armor on the front and sides, but it's angled pretty well, and so it bounces a lot of shots. But you got this big old machine gun port on the front that is a weak spot. You can hit it from any angle and penetrate it, so be aware of that. The back, of course, is extremely weak and flat. And the gun pretty much sucks. Quick load time, 3.21 seconds, but you have a, I think it's either 89 or 92 as the average pen. So let's just say 90 to be safe. It's one of the worst penetrations of a heavy tank on Tier 5, and it's pretty much useless. You can fling gold if you want, and you can see I'm carrying 20 rounds of gold ammo. I don't have to too much, but really, in a Tier 6 battle, it's going to be a rough game. This tank does see preferential matchmaking. What that means is that it only sees Tiers 5 and 6. Most of the time, it's top tier, so you'll be a Tier 5 tank. But occasionally, like this battle, it's Tier 6. And it sucks on Tier 6. I'm not going to be able to do anything to those KV-1Ss, and of course they'll be able to shoot me in one shot. So the T1 Heavy tank, of course, is another story, but he looks like he's already pretty much finished, so... Yeah, ricochet. Big surprise there. And of course, nobody came my direction, so... Oh, I guess they're kind of... We got 2 tanks dead already. This is going to be brilliant. What is our team doing? Oh my gosh. Yeah, the ARL's got it right. Oh... here it comes. Now, they might bounce, but no. Panzer IV is the only one I'm going to be able to damage, so I'm going to focus on him. Those KV-1Ss are bad news. That's another tank that's getting the axe. Now, for those of you that were paying attention today on the website, they released some news that on September 12th, all of these lower tier premiums from tiers 2 to 5 are going to be getting experience increases. So the tier 2 and tier 3 ones are going to get the best increase. They're going to get a pretty decent sized increase, but the tier 4s and 5s are also getting somewhat of an increase in XP. So your crews will learn faster, which is actually a very cool thing. Because that's one of the main points of this tank, right? Is to train your heavy tank crews. Now, the downside with the T-14 is that it doesn't fit any heavy tank crews from the American tank line. It fits some of the guys, but not all of them. So, like, the T-29 crew won't fit in here. The T-1 heavy tank crew won't fit in here. Oh, trying to get these guys lit up. Dang it, these guys. Somebody take a shot. Oh, they're not going to do anything. There we go. Hey, my 1-year-old just came in. What's up, matey? And now my 9-year-old's going to kick him out, and there's maybe some yelling going on. He can be in here. It's okay, Seth. Just leave him. He's sick, too. He's got my cold. What's up, mate? Hi. Hi. Yeah, hi, buddy. Are you having fun? I know. Whoops. You get back. No, he's fine. So I can't do much against those KV-1Ss unless I can get them to poke out at the side. But I'm trying to keep them spotted for our guys to be able to hit them. Now, unfortunately, I probably am a pretty big arty target. And if I go over here, I might become a KV-1S target. But if I can keep these guys lit... Oh. I killed the Electo. Big whoop.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Of course not. Of course you didn't.
Enemy armor is damaged. Critical hit.
Oh, they're already getting mad. This is about all this tank is good for in this kind of matchmaking. But I'm going to give him... Heck, I'm going to make him... I'm going to make these guys squirm.
That one didn't go through.
And I've got you know, they have the 170 pen, and so they're going to have a hard time with my angled armor.
Critical hit.
Sometimes you just got to get in their faces. I'm probably going to die.
Enemy armor is hit.
Oh, he's mad. Look at this. He's going to make a stupid move on his part. Hope it was worth it. All right, guys. Finish him off. Come on. It was worth it. Yeah, there he goes. All right, so we got rid of their 2 big tanks. All right, see you in the next battle. Now for a flashback. The Ram 2 battle was terrible. Ugh. Oh, man. I am just... You know, I went on vacation for 2 weeks, and I'm back now, and this is what's happening. I am not playing up to my normal self, though that last T-14 battle was a little better. So we're going to take a look at the Matilda Black Prince next. Some guys hate this tank. Some guys love this tank. I happen to fall more on the love category, though I do like the Russian one better. I like the Lend-Lease Matilda 4 better than the Matilda BP. But the Matilda BP actually has a better gun, but less mobility, if you can imagine that. So this thing is really slow, and it hurts. Same gun as the aforementioned Ram 2. It's also the same gun that's on the AT2, same gun that's on the Churchill 3. It is a 2-second reloader, does about 80-90 damage, sometimes over. Has about 110 penetration, so it's usable. It's not great. This tank also gets preferential matchmaking like the T-14, so you will only ever see tiers 5 and 6 with it. This is a pretty good income earner if you do well. I've had battles where I have done 40,000 credits non-premium. Premium, I've had times where I've gone over 60,000 credits with this tank. Also, the Matilda 4, same thing. Even more so, I do better than the Matilda 4, but obviously the slowness is a big weakness. Where this tank can excel is that it has good gun depression, so you can kind of crawl up the side of a hill and pop the gun over and shoot like that. It's not going to do us any good over here, but if I can get into position over there, I could be an asset to our team. So the overall armor of the tank is just okay. It's not great. But if you can use that good gun depression to protect most of the tank and keep it hull down, you will do well. I have a feeling by the time I get there, they're going to cremate these tanks, and they won't need me over there. So I'm going to try to start heading this way. See if I can be a help over on this side. We're a little thin on the one line of the map. There goes the first tank and the second one. Their M4 is running away. We've got a Stug. Now watch how fast I tear this guy apart. If I can hit him. Churchill. Yeah, and he's got the same thing going. He's got a good, tough turret, and I'm gonna get myself out of trouble by getting behind this ridge here. Whoa. Here comes the artillery. Jeez, everybody at once here. You know that Sexton's coming again. Yep. So, yeah, not a great battle. And that happens in this tank. Lately, I have not been having good luck with this one, but I really do like it. And I have a 60% win rate with it over 60, 70 battles. But as of late, I've just been not able to do as much as I used to be able to with it. So the mobility really sucks. I mean, even between this and the Matilda 4, it's like 2 or 3 kilometers per hour, but it's a big difference. This thing is really slow. Is it worth half off? Yeah, if you're going up the British line, you got some British mediums, it's a good trainer. And like I said, makes good money when you have a good battle. So, all right, next battle. I'm just in shock at how many lower tier games I'm getting in my premium tanks tonight. You've been watching. I've had almost all tier 6 battles in my tier 5 premium tanks. Usually, it seems like I used to be almost always tier 5, but as of late, it seems like the newest trend is that they must have changed the matchmaker, because all of my premium tanks have been getting into tier 6 battles, even though they're supposedly preferential matchmaking. So this tank does have preferential matchmaking. It will only see tiers 5 and 6. Obviously, it's in a tier 6 battle, and except for that last BP battle, almost every battle we've been in so far has been a tier 6 battle. So I don't know if a lot of people are playing tier 6 or what the deal is, but we are getting pulled up quite a bit. The Excelsior, good armor on the front, good armor on the back. 30 armor on the sides. Be very aware of that, because your sides are useless, and it's a little bit difficult to side scrape because you have nothing. The other weakness, the gun is crap. This tank has a gun that is just as bad as the T-14s. Rate of fire is about the same. It's like an 89 or 90, maybe 92 on the penetration. It's almost completely useless against the front of any tank that you're going to face. That's tier 5 or higher. Sides, that's another story. See how much I missed? Whoa.
Enemy is hit.
Yeah, I can hit the side of that, though. And the E8's soft on the side, so... Got him! The Excelsior is a pretty quick... I don't want to say quick moving tank, but it is actually fairly nimble for a heavy tank. It's not great, but it's okay. I like the Excelsior. I hated it when I first got it, and I wanted to hate it even more before I got it, but once I started playing it and getting to know it, I was like, you know what, this tank is actually kind of fun. Interesting that they didn't come up here at all. I'm asking for trouble. Wow, didn't do any damage, but...
That one didn't go through.
Yeah, look at me. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, of course the artillery. I've been an arty magnet the last couple battles, man. Artillery's loving on me. Loving. Yeah, FV, screw you. I'm going on their side. He thinks I left. He's wrong. He's going, come on, guys, give me some support. Yeah. Oh, there's all kinds of TOG action going on here. Now, the TOG is a tank that I can penetrate, but he can also penetrate me fairly easily. Boom.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Whoops. Ah, dang it. How do you kill a TOG? One bite at a time, right?
We couldn't even scratch them.
Come on. Oh, who's hitting me? FE304 again.
Penetration. Enemy armor on fire. Enemy armor is damaged.
Did he kill that?
We didn't penetrate their armor. We've lost a track. We're stuck here. We didn't penetrate their armor. The gunner's injured. We're trying to cover for him. Enemy is hit.
FE304 is giving me all kinds of problems, man. I just need to get out of here. Oh!
We're done for. Out.
Thanks for no help, idiots. Okay, well, whatever. That was interesting. I should mention that if you watched my last review with this tank in it, same thing happened. Because of its large, flat top, artillery just loves this tank. So you can expect that if there's an artillery in the match, you are going to be hit by the artillery. That is a very common thing with this tank. I mean, and you saw it. He was only shooting me. He didn't fire at anybody else. The whole time he was shooting me. Once I was spotted. So man, these guys have not killed this Tog yet. We're gonna lose. These guys are not good enough to win. Their artillery is killing everybody. Oh my gosh, 3 misses from 3 different tanks. Kill them. Jeepers criminy. Teams. I think we won. This poor VK, he's in for a world of hurt. Game over. So we can take a look at some of the past battles. Look at the Black Prince first. Not very good. Yeah, and I didn't, once again, man, just not playing to my norm. Usually I'm in the top, and all these battles have been terrible. There we go. That's more like it. Second highest scorer on the team. Wow, second highest damage on the team. How did I do that? With the worst gun possible. Well, it's because I hit the Tog. But yeah, that's, I like the Excelsior. Like I said, it's not a bad tank. One of the downsides is it does not fit any of the British heavy crews. They're all, and I don't know, maybe the higher levels it will, but you're going to be missing a crew member. Like for my Black Prince, I've got somebody sitting out. I don't remember who. Let's see. Where's the BP? Oh, no, you know what? It is an exact fit for that crew. Wow. Oh, I'm totally mistaken. So yeah, the BP fits this tank. Oh, that's cool. Hey, that makes me feel better. So yes, if you are going down the Black Prince line, then boy, you do need this tank. So good training. But that being said, it is a fun tank. It's one of the faster British heavy tanks. Moving right along. All right, T-15. Looking right next to the German PZ-1C, which is, of course, one of the most awesomest tanks ever for fun. The T-15 isn't bad. It's kind of on par with the M22 Locust from the American line. However, this crew does fit the Leopard and the Lux. So if you're going up the German scout line, this is actually a fairly decent trainer for some of those middle-tier German scouts. The speed isn't bad. It's not super fast, but it's in the high 50s, low 60s for kilometers per hour. The gun isn't very good. It's a scout. Did I say that the Excelsior gets preferential matchmaking? I think I did. The Excelsior gets preferential matchmaking. The T-15 does not. As you can see here, I'm in a Tier 5 battle, so I am purely a scout on this one. At some point, I may go after their artillery, but I'm pretty much a pure scout. Nobody has gone hill. So I'm just going to peek up, and then I'm going to run away. Wow. So we're pretty much a shoo-in to lose. Though I've seen it done before on this map. Some of the maps really require you to be winning this part of the map, but this one, yeah, you can win this without taking the hill. I'm shocked they didn't come up the hill either. This is... Whoops. Oh, no. Run. The M4 will one-shot you. Now I'm stuck. Now I'm behind enemy lines and I'm spotted. Crap. I'm going to hang out here as long as I can because I don't want to... I don't want to... Oh, no. Okay, these guys have got me cornered. That KV-1's coming up this way, so I'm going to take my chances with that M4. I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with him, so whatever. If they want to let him in base, let him go. Not my business. Uh-oh. Come on, miss. Will he come after me? That's the question. I hope not. He just left me alone. Weird. No. Well, let's start Havoc then. Wow, that was a... They killed each other. Alright, we got an A22. What else we got? Their M4's on our base. The T-28's on the hill, so they're all accounted for. Nobody's over here. We should win. So, coward's way out, but it's a tier 5 battle, and I'm the bottom tank. I'm not complaining about hiding and winning. Good game. Not really, but hey. Too bad I won't get an invader because of this guy. Good cap. Boop. So, that's the T-15. S35, as you can see, does not get preferential matchmaking, so we have a tier 5 battle here. Strange layout. Mostly tier 3s, a couple 4s, and then a bunch of 5s. Strange. This tank is completely useless against a tier 5 tank. It is useful against tier 3 and 4. Not very mobile. It is a medium tank. It's actually a captured French tank. So, like I've said in some of my other videos, you can imagine the conversation that went into telling the tank commander that he was going to be driving this turd. We regret to inform you that you are going to be driving this French tank. Good luck. It's nothing that you've done. We just felt that you would best suited to drive the French tank that sucks. Actually, it's a pretty good tank. If you get into a tier 3 match with this tank, you are almost guaranteed a Top Gun. Because this thing just dominates tier 3. But in a tier 5 match, well, sadly you can see it's just slightly faster than the Churchill 3. This is just a poor tank on tier 5. It's just not, it's not a good thing. But I do like this tank. It has the distinction of being the only German trainer premium tank that does not fit an entire crew. It only has 3 crew members, where the German medium crews have, in general, 5 members. So we have a 3-member crew. That's a little awkward. No hits on the Hetzer. Martyr maybe, though, huh? Yeah. See, it's got a nice rate of fire. It's not a tumor. So far, this is not looking so good. Oh. What is happening? What is lost? Das ist los. Pardon me. Stinking cold. Oh man. Well, it's just tier 3 tanks that are dying, but still, you hate to see it happen. I don't really think I'm going to be able to penetrate that Hetzer, even if I can hit him. Come on. You can... I can hit that. Oh, this scout is tearing us apart. Yeah, the Churchill 3 is going to be in a bad way if he gets... This is bad. I know I'm asking for trouble. Oh no! Really? Kill the buggy. Right. We're losing that side. I can't do anything about those big tanks. I don't have the gun for it, but I wanted to get this scout out of here. Come on. Come on. He's down low. He's a good scout player. He's been a pest pretty much the whole time. He's about to lose it here, though. Crap, he disappeared. Oh, my team. Oh, God dang it. Well, it's over. We lost. The hits was going to be firing on me, but... Yeah, I can't do anything to that Hetzer, and who knows what's over here. We haven't even broached half their team. Pardon me. Oh. No. It's over. Miss. Miss. Oh. I'm gonna end up looking at the front end of that thing, and I don't want to. Everybody's gonna kill the Churchill. Yeah, see, he knows I'm here. I can't do anything.
Wurde getroffen, sie kann jeden Moment reißen. Kritischer Treffer.
Well, nobody can say I didn't try. Oh, Lord. Yeah, you know it. Now, that's more like it, though. At least I'm playing where I should be. God dang it. Horrible teams. My goodness. That's okay. It happens. And of course, the one tank that doesn't get preferential matchmaking I'm seeing in all Tier 5 battle. This is the German T25. I think it is the most useful of all of the German trainers. You have the Panzer, for the mediums, that is. You have the Panzer 4S. You have the S35 that we just drove. You also have the Panzer M10 look-alike. This, I think, is just the best all-around tank for training. Because it's Tier 5, it's a little easier to run. Doesn't make a ton of credits, but it makes close to as many credits as those other tanks. It has a decent gun. It's not super accurate, but it's okay. Okay gun depression. It's kind of just, it's all around medium, actually. So it has some, you know, it's just kind of okay at everything it does. It reminds me of a Hellcat, actually, but with less punch. Gun does about 110 damage. Obviously about a 4-second, a little bit less than 4 seconds for the reload. And once again, it's fairly accurate, but it's lower penetration. Like most premium tanks, it does not have penetration to write home about. It is going to bounce shots, especially on tanks like this T14. We are going to bounce shots off this tank. But all in all, it's an okay medium tank. It's fairly mobile. It does turn very slowly, so the traverse speed, the turning speed, is really slow on this tank. And it's the same story for the turret. It's also a very slow-turning turret. I use Dusseldorf here for cover. Oh. We can see right there. 38T has a great gun for Tier 4. See, the accuracy of this gun is fairly okay. Our KV-1 has chosen to sit right out in the middle. I hope I'm going to be able to help him survive. Crap. Idiot. But their KV-1's kind of making the same bad decision, so we'll take it. Didn't see that guy coming. He's got the Derpo cannon. Where's our team? What the heck? Can't hold off our tanks by myself. Not for long. What are these guys doing? Nothing. Alright, well, what are you going to do? But as you can see, it's a fairly agile tank, and it's actually, you know, I mean, considering what I was up against there, I did pretty well. Didn't really get to kill a whole lot, but I had 2 kills and did a lot of damage, so considering the circumstances, that went pretty well. We're probably going to lose, but whatever. Yeah, I like this tank. I think it's a good buy for sure, especially at half off. Not a bad battle for the T25. Second highest score, not bad. Did we win? Hey, we won. 1 tank was left. Look at that, man. That was, jeez. Wow, close match. Yeah, this is definitely a worthwhile tank. All right, next. Like the last battle, this tank does not have preferential matchmaking, but I am getting a preferential matchmaking match. The Chinukai is a sniper. Word of warning, this tank does not do well in any kind of head-to-head situations, and I have it set up as such. If you look at my layout, I'm using the binoculars, I'm using the camo net, and I'm using camouflage, and I'm got the crew trained for camo. I was going down the Japanese line. I got to the Chi-2, and I just got too frustrated and gave up for a while. Eventually, I probably will revisit it, but right now, I just wanted a break. I don't want to be doing that anymore. So, yeah, like I said, this is definitely a sniper tank, so I have not really figured this new setup on this map out yet. So we're going to just kind of hang back here for a little bit and see what targets of opportunity, pardon me, we can take advantage of, and snipe, and then eventually move into more of a medium tank role as enemies get weakened. One thing about this tank, it has a pretty good gun. Of all the premium tanks, I think it has the highest penetration of all of the premium tanks on Tier 5. I think you're looking at like 128, something like that. It's also fairly accurate, though it does tend to drop bullets to the bottom a little bit, so be aware that the range is not super. Once you get maybe 200 to 300 meters out, the bullet starts to drop. Sometimes they just go straight down when you fire. That's a little frustrating. Look at this. Our entire column has been stopped by a T-49. There's some more tanks. I just blew my cover. Man, my kids are screaming. Mm-hmm. Oh, brother. I need to get out of here. He knows I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. And nobody's going to help. So I'm going to go around this way. Maybe flank this guy. This tank will never take an Excelsior on head-to-head. Man, we're gonna lose. I gotta. Oh no, not maybe not. Maybe not. Where did that Excelsior go? Yep, there he is. I knew it. Must be a new player. He's just oblivious to my destruction. I'm gonna take a hit, but I need to kill this dude. It's like a rabid dog in the... Crap, come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Dang it. Draw him out. Draw him out. Well, sorry about that loud cough. KV1, what are you doing? Oh, come on, guys. Stop dying. Oh, painful to watch. Man, this is not turning out well. I love when tanks get 1% health left. That's absolutely just oh. And they oh. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, buddy. Don't whiff it. Man, sorry guys. Hope it's worth the watch. Sorry about the coughs. Pretty beat up now. Doing good. Doing good. What do we got? Got a Matilda, a DW, an M7. Man, this is not good. The DW is easy, but our tanks are in bad shape. M7 Priest. Whoa. My computer just wigged out. Nice shot. Nice shot, BDR. That was nice. I hate to push because this tank has no armor, but nobody else does either. So we need to... Right. Did 0 damage. Hopefully he's... that medium's flying, man. Where are they? Uh-oh. Yeah, these guys suck. You can smell it from a mile away. The DW. That thing smells like corpse. Alright, so the M7 is my biggest concern because he's got way more health than the Matilda and a faster gun, and I don't want to get myself into a position where I'm surrounded by these guys. Oh, he's got a lot of health too. Come on, come on. One more hit, one more hit, one more hit. Come on. Reload, guys. Come on. Ah, unlucky. That was unlucky. Good. Oh, that was beautiful. Nice save. Yeah, that was worthy of an M badge. Looks good. Good battle. The Chinukai, I am really... Look at the BDR. He did great. Good job, Centurioncito. The BDR, I am... Or not the BDR. The Chinukai, I am really starting to dig this tank. I didn't like it when I first got it, but after playing it a lot, I really like it. You just have to really lay back and, you know... But the gun is good. I wish it would fire a little faster, but it's got a good gun. And you saw there, it carried me through against some pretty DPM tanks there. Those were a lot of those tanks I ran against were pretty fast firing, but I just was able to get the shot off faster. So, yeah, cool beans. Love that tank. Worth the money. The little tank destroyer. The little French tank destroyer. The FCM Pack... 36 Pack 40. Oui, she is a beautiful thing. Long-range cannon. High penetration. Very good tank. Allemand. This tank, as you see, it is not very... suivant. It is, beaucoup de... what's slow in French? Pas de vitesse. It doesn't have fastness. This thing is so slow. I like this tank destroyer. When you're in a tier 3 match, it's a blast. Tier 4, not so much. Tier 5, not at all. Actually, you know what? I've gone toe-to-toe with a KV before, and I've actually won one time. Has decent camo. And it's a decent gun, you know. So I mean, it's not a bad tank destroyer. It's really slow moving. So, and it has no armor. Obviously, you get 180 health. It's a tier 3 tank destroyer. But the gun has 98 pen on tier 3. Once again, 98 pen on tier 3 is very high. And it also does just a little bit over 100 damage. So it's devastating to tier 3 tanks. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, well, our poor artillery is getting shellacked, so we're going to have to fix that. And of course, that's going to draw the artillery right onto me, so... Goodbye. Or as we say in français, bonjour. Mon ami, bonjour. Bonne chance! Boy, they are just flying across the other lane there. I can't get a beat on that dude. That was intense. There was some action going on there. They're still calling for help, even though they've totally got it under control. T2 light must have died. Yeah, unfortunately, this is kind of like the best spot for this. Thankfully, the gun is mounted high on the tank, so I can, shoot over the train car, but that also means I can be hit over the train car. Did someone say charge? See, if I go down a side, automatically... I don't want to limit myself. Oh, crap. Nope. No hit. Tilt. Man, this is a long review. Wow, I mean, we just shellacked him. At least I got to kill the PZ-1C. That was... Yeah, but I do enjoy this tank destroyer. It is a lot of fun, and on the right map and with the right layout, you can be just amazing. I've had some great games in this thing, though as of late it hasn't been as great. But one of the things that these premium tank destroyers did not get their camo values nerfed like the rest of the tank destroyers did. So supposedly they have the same values that they had before, which is cool. It's kind of a sort of big deal. I'll never get there in time. This guy's dead meat. Yep. It's not easy being slow. Yes, not a stellar game. Not stellar. But sufficient. I pressed the wrong button. I don't know if I was recording or not, but... Yeah, definitely worth your while. This is a fun tank destroyer. I really enjoy this thing, so I think it's worthwhile. And it's cheap, so it's a good way to get some cheap thrills if you're having a hard time in the higher tiers and you need a break. This is a good break. Same with this tank. This is a fun little... It's listed as a light tank, but I would say it's more of a medium, even maybe a micro heavy. Basically, it's an LTP on steroids. Same gun, though I think the handling is a little bit better on the gun. It's a little faster firing. But this is a fun little tank, and it kind of plays like a miniature KV. If you angle right, you're going to bounce a decent amount of shots. It's just fun. Let's go ahead and run this thing. Unlike the other two Tier 3 light tanks, the T-15 and the Locust M22, this tank actually... this tank actually does have preferential matchmaking, so you will only ever see Tiers 3 and 4. Part of the reason I think they did that is because it is so slow. But it's a little brawler. It is slow, once again, so I'd classify it more as a medium heavy on lower tiers. You can see here I'm another T-127, look at that. I don't like going up the hill. I really don't. These hill runners, I don't know. At the lower tiers, it seems like everybody runs up the hill, including that martyr. When you learn a tank destroyer is not supposed to go up the hill. Oh no. Now this guy could be a problem. He's got some uber armor going on for Tier 3. You can see here, uncommon to the Russian tanks. This tank actually has fairly decent gun depression. I don't rightly know where to hit that thing. No, that's not it. Lower plate? Yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything to me, but... No. We're going to have the same issue. Anyone care to help out? Nope. Man, this is not sounding good, but let's see. Не пробил. Good. I want him to ignore me. Because I know where you're soft. Yeah. You have to go around behind these French tanks. And unfortunately, they're just too slow to get out of the way. Unfortunately for them. It just... he couldn't penetrate me and I couldn't penetrate him. One of us had to have the guts to do it, and I just waited till he was in trouble. Team up. What are we missing here? We're missing some tanks. I feel like there's a lot of tanks that are missing from our LTP. Yep, first damage. The LTP's got a pretty good gun. Damage my tracks. Gotta break that track. Ugh, don't want him looking at me. Now those things are a little bit soft up top, so if I can nail, I don't want to get flanked by this dude. Nice kill on that Valentine AT. What are we missing? That's how you win. There we go. Will he go for cap or will he just hide? I got the crew to hit him, but that bullet went nowhere. Wow, 2-0s. Got him. Yeah, I love this tank. Definitely another worthwhile buy. You know, on tier, any of these tanks are great. So the tier 3 tanks are always the most fun when you're on tier 3. Tier 4, they're okay, but this was just an all tier 3 battle, and that puts you in a situation. If I'm in an all tier 3 battle in a tier 3 tank, this is what I'm doing. I'm coming home with the top score. And that was just a blast. And that just shows you these can be why they're stress relievers. Now, you do get in situations where they're not. That's where this guy comes in. This tank is special. It's not that special. This is the Valentine 4. I'm sorry, the Valentine 2. Oh my gosh, it's getting late. You can tell I'm struggling. The Valentine 2 is unique because it only ever sees tier 4. Now, if you platoon with a regular tier 4 tank, then you're in trouble because you're going to get sucked up to tier 6 and you're going to get murdered. The reason why the Valentine 2 only ever sees tier 4 is because it has the worst gun of all the premium tanks. It has good armor, but the gun is pretty stinking bad. It's one of the worst guns in the game. It's basically a tier 2 gun. You're going to bounce shots off of almost everything you run into. It has a hard time with everything. And it's slow. The only other tank that has the same matchmaking is the PZB-2. That tank also only ever sees tier 4. So, it's kind of... And that one you can only get, of course, on very special days. But the armor on this is fairly good. It's got a low profile, so it's easy to keep hidden. Or low, anyway. I really enjoy this tank. Your nemesises are definitely going to be the Marder 38T. The Matilda, the PZB2, and the B1 are both going to be tough for it. And the Hetzer. Those are the tanks. And the Lee, maybe. Those are tanks that you are going to really struggle with. But anything tier 3 is going to be a pretty easy kill for you. And they're going to struggle with your armor, because you have that, you know, decent armor on the front. It's a pretty tough little tank. So this is a unique play because it is only ever on tier 4. It turns really fast. It moves really slowly, but it's a fast turner, so you can whip your armor around to protect yourself. There's not a lot to not like about this tank. I really think it's one of the better premiums in the game. And you know, once in a while, gosh, when I got this, it was on Valentine's Day. It was 2/3 off, so I actually only ended up paying maybe, I want to say 300 gold for it, but this weekend I think it'll be like 450 or 500, half off. Yeah, we're gonna have a pissing match here. Now the B1 tank also has similar properties to me in that but the Lee is coming. Ooh, where did I hit him? Uh-oh, I need help with that Lee. He's getting shots through now. I think he switched to gold. As you can see here, I read this is a heavy tank versus a light. Man, he keeps beating my tracks. Yeah, bring it close, man. Bring that thing close. And we're gonna switch over to gold because I'm done with this. Yeah, I can kill him with the gold ammo. That was comical. You can see you can run yourself out of ammo with this thing, man. Doing the dance. Doing the dance. Whoa, lagging out. What the heck? Uh-oh, I think I just lagged out. No. Our internet goes down every night around 11 or 12 o'clock. I think it just went out. Crap. Really? That sucks. Wow, that sucked. Okay, well, it looks like we won. It doesn't matter. Like, anyone ever listens to people saying don't cap. Yeah, we won. And I bounced. Ooh, somebody had 9 kills. And of course, that's a very likely badge to get in this battle. Steel wall. Oh, not bad. Dude had 9 kills. Awesome. Nice job. All right. This is my personal, and believe this is personal opinion. Not everybody is going to agree with this. This is my favorite tank in the game. I absolutely love the Matilda 4. Weaknesses: slow, crappy gun, or the penetration is crappy. Strengths: great gun depression. Actually, I believe it is the best gun depression of any tank in the game. So you can really utilize the terrain if you can get into situations where you can utilize the terrain. Pardon me. I absolutely love this tank. It is my favorite tier 5 premium tank. It does get premium matchmaking, so you only see tier 5 and 6 with it. And you can see here we're in a tier 5 strictly battle. And it really would not do well on Tier 7. It doesn't do so well on Tier 6, actually. But in a Tier 5 battle, this thing is wicked. Now, you are an arty magnet, of course, because you're slow and kind of flat-topped, so they're going to go after you. Wow, they're going to die before we even get into the battle. They've lost half of their tanks. This is a Russian tank. Don't get confused with the British Matildas. It is a Lend-Lease tank. It fits your Russian T-30-45, T-43, KV-13, and T-44 crews. I think it also fits the T-45 crew. Or T-54 crew, I'm sorry. So it's versatile. And it is a good trainer. Like the American medium tanks, it is good at training. Well, we got some things to worry about up here. Is that Hetzer? So I can hit that dude. Get that a little further back. I can't get to him. Yeah, not going so good for our team so far. And I'm not able to utilize the terrain quite as I would like to. But M4 is making up for it. Good job, M4. We got a B1 coming this way. Poor fella. He's going to get shellacked. What else we got? So far, it's a pretty even game. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary. Oops. Now everybody knows I'm here. That B1's going to die before I can even get to him. I'm not going to be able to do anything this match. These guys are pretty bad. It was desperation. A shot of desperation. Stick your butt out. Come on. Stick it out. Oh. This is bad news. Their whole team is in our base. Decent amount of damage. Nice rate of fire. I have a feeling we're going to lose. Oh my gosh. I'm seriously going to barf if we lose. I might barf anyway with this coughing. Okay. Did they just kill our heavy tank? Really? Oh my gosh. Okay. This is just... Now, I've got that Wolverine's number. Hopefully the M4 will be smart. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? I need to get over there. This is the one downside of this tank. It's really slow. That's it. I'm full tilt right now. The Stug is going to kill our M4. This is lining up to be a really bad ending or a really good ending. Come on, get up there. Oh, T40. Nice job, T. Wolverine is going after the M4. Gotta watch that Wolverine. Where did that dude go? Really? Really? Here's where the low pen sucks. Their Wolverine is hot though. Wolverine's a fast mover, so we need to be watching all over here. There he is. Where's our Stug? Sorry, I know this is not the most exciting gameplay, but it's actually kind of... Hopefully you'll find it intriguing. Please, T40, take your time. Alright, so the Stug went back to their base. That was a bad move on his part. T40 is making a mistake, but that's okay. Never put yourself in between two tanks. That's just the worst. There he goes. Dang it. I'll switch over to gold. I'm not messing around with this front armor. I want to win this. I'm not going to lose this. You don't mess around with low pen when you're... How much time we got left? 6 minutes. Are you kidding? Wow, close. So close. He got there faster than I could get out. And that is why you always carry a couple gold rounds with you, because, you know, that would have been a loss. He almost got me even so, because I still, even with the gold ammo, I still bounced. But it was a good game. Saved that one for sure. Wow. Yeah, I love the Matilda 4. Like I said, it is just a great tank. I thought that guy was going to be a lot longer getting there. I would have, if I would have known he was going to get there that fast, I would have just stayed hull down in the corner, because that put me in a position where my side was exposed. Bad move. All right, next tank. Churchill 1 Kenobi. This is the Churchill 3, actually. It is basically a Churchill 7 body with a Churchill 1 turret, and the 6-pounder gun that is prevalent on a lot of British and Canadian and British tanks. Like the other premium heavies, it does get preferential matchmaking. Of the premium heavies, this has the best gun. It's also got really good frontal armor. However, it's got a lot of weak spots. Everybody knows if you hit into this open spot on the front, it's a weak spot. It'll not only break the turret, or the track, but it'll also damage the tank. Those are, call them hitboxes. So that kind of sucks. I personally do not have great luck with this tank. I think I average about 52% win rate with it, which, you know, it's not horrible. But I definitely have other heavies that I do better in. Though, at tier 5, not, you know, most of them are around that. So, it's not horrible. I do like the tank. It's kind of slow. But it is a heavy. Definitely not, you know, if I have the KV-220, and I use that tank a lot more for my training. But this will train most of the Russian heavy crews, both from the KV line and from the IS line. So you can use it as a good trainer, and it's a good tank. A lot of guys love this tank. I like it. Like I said, I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite tank. It is a little spitfire of a gun, though. I will say that. Got hit by something. Oh no, the AT-8. He's got the crappy gun though, so that's good. He'll be doing as much damage as I will be to him. See, the Matilda's real weak on the sides, and that's... Come on, Brad Nadia. Break his track. Не пробил. Come on, guys. Oh, I got him. That never happens. My goal is just to keep him tracked while everybody else shot at him. The artillery is ripping me to shreds. And it's your big arty magnet in this tank for sure. Try to stay hidden here for a minute and see if I can't disappear. Got 3 artillery, man. Dang, they know I'm here. Come on, somebody fast, get up there. God dang it. Oh, crap. Nope. I'm wide open, dang it. That Easy 2 has pretty thick armor. Oh. God dang it. Oh, god dang it! Yeah. Idiots. All these guys sitting there. It's like, push up, dude. Yeah, so the Churchill is an arty magnet. And it's ridiculous because I was like, I'm not one of the bigger tanks on the game. But for whatever reason, all 3 of them... Well, because I was getting close. But, yeah, whatever. Asking for help, and those you got 3 guys sitting down there not moving up while the arty is just ripping me to shreds. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Looks like we won. Oh yeah, and finally, last but not least, this map sucks for tank destroyers. Oh well. Go for it, Panzer III. Charge. This is the Su-85I. It is a way overpriced Tier 5 tank destroyer. It's going to be half off, which means it's going to be the price of all the other Tier 5 tanks when they're not on sale. I hate to say this, but I feel like it's worth the money. It's got an okay gun, about 120 pen, I think, maybe 115. It's not real high. It's okay on accuracy. It's not super on accuracy, but it's somewhat accurate. Good camo. And of course, with that smaller caliber gun, you don't peek. It's a little harder to see or get spotted. Like I didn't get spotted after firing that. Now I'm spotted. But you can see this nice rate of fire. And now I gotta move because the artillery's going to be coming down. But yeah, does that kind of damage. It's pretty cool. About 120, 130 a hit. And it's a mean tank. Decent, like I said, decent camo values. Now that guy did get close, and obviously here I am sitting right there firing at him. So, alright, I'm gonna move up. These guys are dummies. I think they're out in the field still. Let's see. Ah, crap, I'm spotted. I gotta back out. How's our team doing? Just okay. I'm gonna back out of here. This is not a good position. Oh, good. Tracked him. That's just what we needed. Yep, but you can see this has got a really fast rate of fire. For the amount of damage it does, it pretty much packs a good wallop. Got the DW. Wow, I mean, we're just getting... We're beating them, but it feels like we're getting shellacked. I guess over here we're getting shellacked, and... Right, Tilder. Yeah. And that's the, you know, that's the thing with the penetration. The DW2 bounced my shot. That's how do you bounce a shot off a DW? It's like the softest tank in the game. Oh, I got this guy coming after me. What was that, dude? He has a death wish. Do you have a death wish? Man, our team collapsed. Come on. Come on, don't miss, dude. You can't afford this. All right. Jeez. Shut up. Yeah. Come on, dude. Oh, Stug, what are you doing? Uh-oh, T-82. Okay, we gotta hurry up offense this. Yep. Dang it. Martyr 38T, you gotta help, dude. Yep. He's got to get 2 hits on me to kill me. And I got to whiff 1 to kill him. But he whiffed. Won't try that again, will ya? Oh, I guess you will. Yeah, so is this worth it? I say yes. I say yes. I did better in my Churchill than I did in this tank. But, you know, yeah, top scorer on this one. And let's see how we did on this guy. Yeah, second top scorer. Pat myself on the back. Did good both battles. Yeah, I really like the SU-85I. I do think it's worth it. Is every game going to be that good? No, but I bounced some pretty critical shots there at the end. That was pretty cool. He just RNG'd out on me there, and I lucked out. So, but yeah, fun tank, definitely cool and worth your while. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it useful, and you know, keep me in your prayers. I don't want to be sick anymore. I'm tired of being sick. It's been 3 weeks now. For those of you that watch my videos, you know I was sick for 6 weeks at the beginning of the summer, so this is just getting out of hand at this point. It's affecting my workflow. So anyway, yeah, have a good night, and I will see you guys around the battlefield. Definitely going to be putting up some more reviews of regular tanks too, so keep an eye open for those, and have a great night.